Hi guys, we're gonna talk about PTSD today, which stands for post-traumatic stress disorder, and it's actually, if you check my videos, system back to self-cognition, it can only mostly could happen to uh, two vectors, visual and audio. Now, if you follow my videos, you know that there is 8 different personalities, 8 different vectors, so we cannot label everybody with different kind of disorders or especially this PTSD. But that visual vector person, it's actually when they, for example, if somebody died in front of their eyes, it could be their loved ones, it could be even pets sometimes. They're so emotional that even when their beloved dog hit by the car, they can experience this sort kind of PTSD. But it's actually fear of death. It's not. If they have those issues, if they have fears, it's actually like a panic attack. So, in order to, if you work with PTSD, visual vector person, what I mean, you work if you're trying to help someone or somebody you know have these issues, and if it's visual vector, you can check one of my videos how visual vector can get rid of their fears, panic attacks, and all that stuff. So, in 2 words, it's a visual vector person. They have two kinds of main emotional state, like hysterical emotion when they hysterically crying and have those overreacting on something, or when they experience love and empathy. And love and empathy, it actually overcomes these fears and all other issues, and fears of death and all these panic attacks. So in order to bring that love and empathy, they have to, let's say they volunteer for disabled kids or some older people, their grandparents or their neighbors or somebody. They have to take care of someone, and they have to bring all their empathy. They have to really do it, trying to do it every single day, and they have to visual vector person need to put 100% of their love and empathy into this volunteering, and this love and empathy will bring those negative and fears out, and they can get rid of these problems. Now, to get more details, you can check my videos, as I said earlier, for visual vector person. Now, audio vector is different because it's a vector that's not really emotional vector, but they can, if they lose somebody that they really loved, they can have those depressions and suicidal thoughts and stuff like that. Now, if the person is fulfilled, it's called happy, and person is really enjoying their life. Unfortunately, Sometimes we lose our loved ones, and sometimes, I mean, it happens, people will go, and it's like cells in your body, old cells replacing, and new cells need to replace the old cells. Same things, we're gonna be replaced. So if you're really fulfilled person, you don't really think about those things. I mean, it's natural, it's gonna happen anyway. If you enjoy your life, if it happens, it happens. But if you're depressed, if you have that negativity and your audio vector is unfulfilled, you don't know what to do, then you might experience these issues. And if you lose somebody that you love, it's gonna make it even worse. Now you're gonna find an excuse to make it something, some serious action toward your life. But you have to understand that if you fulfill your vector, if you check my videos about audio vector person and you enjoy your life, I mean, you're gonna, as I said, sometimes we do lose our close people, our grandparents and our parents, and it happens. So first you need to fulfill your vector, and then any stress that will come, you will overcome it. Because, by the way, that audio vector person, it's not that emotional. It's by the way, it's mostly probably less emotional vector, so they shouldn't react to some serious things that happen in their life. They usually not overreacting. So you just need to take a look at my videos, and if it's audio vector, just fulfill your vector. Just find the meaning. Just find, the meaning. I covered it previously in the video, and I covered it in details, what kind of meanings and how to find it. And you might also experience depression, migraines, and other side effects of unfulfilled vector. And it's all going to be disappeared once first you need to understand that it's your audio vector. And by the way, there is another tip for this vector that I didn't cover in previous video. It's vector of the best hearing. So this vector, it's when they work on something that it's has I mean, the other thing that I didn't cover, it's vector that can also create music, and he can be a musician, and great musician. And if you think your child is audio vector, instead of screaming and making noise in the house, because it could lead to really bad stuff, teach him music or let him go to music classes. And music always, these vectors, they can be even like people like Mozart, Beethoven. It's all audio vector people who created this great music. So they also could be musicians. And what other things they could do, you can check my video for audio vector. And also make sure, if you have child that is audio vector, it's very important. and I'm covering almost in every video. If you abuse your child, even not abusing, when you tell bad things to your child, like cursing, like you idiot, you dumb, you shouldn't, it could lead, first of all, it could lead to schizophrenia, autism. It's definitely autism and schizophrenia, but it also could lead that when he's gonna become teenager and time of puberty, he has all these hormones. I mean, it's kind of very complicated time for a teenager because he's kind of getting through this hormone transformation. It could lead to mass shooting. He could go and start doing really bad things. When you're telling him these kind of things, he could lose empathy for other people, and he could easily then take other people's lives. So you have to pay really a lot of attention to that. Audial vector, it's really probably most complicated vector on our system of vectors, on 8 vectors. For example, urethral vector, it's vector that could most, you can say, stress resistant vector. It could take stress and overcome it with less side effects than any other vector. Then audial vector, it's the most kind of they take stress, is gonna lead to this depression, is gonna lead to suicidal thoughts, it will lead to, so make sure you check my videos so you can fulfill your vector, you can overcome all these issues. If you need more detail about that, you can comment me, message me. If you have any questions, I can also answer some of your questions. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.